Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about patch 10.1 Embers of Neltharion, and in this video we're going to go through everything that is coming in this patch, the major changes, the minor changes, all of the changes that are coming in patch 10.1 Embers of Neltharion, which launches on May 2nd in the NA region and May 3rd in the EU. But before we jump into all of that, guys, I just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me streaming Dragonflight, PTR, any sort of World of Warcraft, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, patch 10.1 Embers of Neltharion is coming out way sooner than all of us predicted. It's been on the PTR for a little bit now, and we have, a solid date of May 2nd in the NA region and May 3rd in the EU. Season 2 will start a week later on May 9th and May 10th, respectively, in each region. But yes, the kind of bulk of this video will be talking about the main features of patch 10.1, and then I'll have a separate video coming out going into way more detail about the specifics of Dragonflight Season 2, which, as mentioned, comes out a week later. So let's jump into it. We have tons to go through here. So first and foremost, the big feature of patch 10.1 is a brand new zone called the Zaralek Caverns. Yes, the Zaralek Caverns is a brand new zone in WoW, which is actually underneath the Dragon Isles. Now, this is a separate map ID, but Blizzard have now created a new tech, which gives you seamless transitions into the zone. There are 3 entrances into the Zaralek Cavern, one being in the Azure Span and 2 of them being in the Onaran Plains. This was teased in 10.0 as well, which is pretty cool. So we're finally going down there with 3 entrances. As you glide down there, you get this seamless transition from being in the Dragon Isles map going into the Zaralek Cavern. You won't even notice that it happens. It's really cool. I really hope they utilize that more in the future. This zone is awesome. It's got everything you need from a brand new zone in WoW. It's got world quests, it's got new creatures, daily quests, a full campaign, everything that you need from a brand new zone. And also a brand new event called Researchers Under Fire, which is similar to your Soup or Sieges. I'll have a video going through the specifics of that coming soon, but that is going to be kind of a new weekly event for you to do on top of your current ones that you're doing. So the Zaralek Cavern is a really cool endgame zone. In this cavern as well will be a brand new Renown called the Loamm Niffen. This is a new Renown track that you will be leveling in patch 10.1 with 20 brand new levels to go through. Of course, this comes with a bunch of brand new rewards like mounts, pets, and transmogs and things like that, which are going to be available through the Loamm Niffen. This reputation is gained from just activities in the Zaralek Cavern like world quests, the world event as mentioned, daily quests, and of course the campaign. The Niffen as a creature are really interesting. They use their nose to get around, obviously, because they are like mole-like creatures. Lots of fun things to do in the Zaralek Cavern in patch 10.1 with the Loamm Niffen as well. Unfortunately, the current Renowns of Dragonflight will not be getting any upgrades in patch 10.1, so they will be staying. If you've capped those out, they will stay capped out. You do get some reputation with those if you haven't capped them out yet in the Zaralek Caverns, so that's okay. But yeah, the kind of main thing here is going to be the new Loamm Niffen Renown, which is just a 5th Dragonflight major faction to grind out. Also in 10.1 are going to be some massive updates to Dragonriding. So firstly, one of my favorite updates in this patch is that they're finally adding the ability to add a helm to your Dragonriding Drake. So this was data mined in patch 10.1, has not been added to the game, but in 10.1 through the Loamm Niffen Renown, you'll be able to unlock the customization option to add helms to your drakes. This will be available for all of the drakes, and I think it looks pretty good in some of them, but it also doesn't look as good on some of them. But yeah, that's going to be a new option for you. Also as well, the kind of major update here is that we are getting a 5th Dragonriding Drake in the Winding Slither Drake. This mount was data mined during the beta, but has now been released in patch 10.1. This is unlocked through the 4th chapter of the Zaralek Cavern story, so you're going to get it pretty early on. This comes with a bunch of brand new customization options, all different colors, all different armors, Drake helms, all that kind of stuff. The scale colors like green, red, and bronze are just unlocked through the older Renowns, so make sure you have some Dragon Isle supplies and go to those vendors once you unlock the Winding Slither Drake, because you're going to want to get those scale colors. But there is a ton of customizations which are unlocked through various means, of course. It's a cool looking Drake. It has some great animations. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I ended up really liking it, and it's my #1 Drake I use on the PTR. So yeah, the Winding Slither Drake will be coming out on patch day on patch 10.1, and I'm looking forward to it. Also with Dragon Rider, we're going to get 2 new abilities for our Dragon Riding tree. Obviously, with the brand new zone, we're going to have some brand new dragon glyphs around the Zaralek Caverns, so keep an eye out for those on patch day. But the 2 new abilities on the Dragon Riding tree are ground skimming. So the way that this works is that when your Dragon Riding Drake is near the ground, you generate 1 vigor every 30 seconds, and the other ability affects ground skimming, and that regenerates 1 vigor every 20 seconds instead of 30. So these are 2 new abilities that are coming in 10.1, and as mentioned, you have to go around the Zaralek Cavern, grab your dragon glyphs, and you'll be able to unlock those. Of course, as well, with the Zaralek Cavern, we're going to have a bunch of brand new dragon riding races as well, including normal, advanced, and of course reverse, so there'll be achievements attached to that as well, so if you want to check those out, with some brand new rewards, of course, which are customizations for your Slither Drake, you can get those, and there'll be world quests and all that kind of stuff attached to the new dragon riding races. Also in 10.1, we're going to have some updates to professions, obviously with a new season, new item levels. We're going to get a new spark. So this is the brand new spark of Shadow Flame. This is going to be used to create Season 2 items. It's also used to upgrade your Season 1 gear to Season 2. So don't ditch your Season 1 gear just yet. You can upgrade that gear from the Season 1 item level to the Season 2 item level. So keep an eye out for that in 10.1. That is going to be replacing the current spark, which is currently available in 10.0. So yeah, Spark of Shadow Flame is going to be the new one. There's also a ton of different minor changes to professions, but one of my favorite changes is that you can now minimize the crafting window to reduce size. It's pretty random and pretty weird. I'm sure add-ons already do it, but yeah, if you don't like the crafting window being massive, you can actually just press this little button here and reduce it in size to make it look a little bit better and a little bit easier to use, especially if you've got like the auction house up or something like that. But as mentioned, professions pretty much staying the same for the most part, a few little UI tweaks here and there. The kind of major thing here is going to be the new spark and being able to upgrade your gear as you were in 10.0. Another massive addition to outside world content in 10.1 is Fyrakk Assaults. So Fyrakk Assaults are going to be a brand new outdoor world gameplay, which is happening on the regular Dragon Isle. So this is not in the Zaralek Cavern. So Fyrakk will be attacking some zones. He'll be attacking the Azure Span and the Onaran Plains. When he's attacking these zones, there'll be a massive icon on the map. You can't miss it. You want to head over there and kind of grab all the quests. This is similar to like how you had the assaults back in Shadowlands in the mall with the different covenants. So you want to head over there, pick up all the quests. This will reward reputation. It will also reward some gear. You can get up to item level 411 gear, which is of course upgradable with the new upgrade system, which we'll talk about in a minute. This is going to be a new way to gain outdoor world content gear, and of course reputation catch up as well. There's a bunch of new transmogs attached to this as well for all of the different armor types. It seems like a cool event. If you want to know more details about it, I do have a full video going through all of the nitty-gritty details of Fyrakk Assaults, but for the most part, it is really nice to see the Dragon Isles getting some more updates, the kind of regular Dragon Isles getting updates in 10.1. You'll also notice once Season 2 begins, all of the kind of items and rewards around the Dragon Isles as well, the regular Dragon Isles, will get upgraded as well, so they're not abandoning that zone, which is really nice. You will still be going over there to get some of the items and things like that, so it is really cool to see them like just not abandoning it. But Fyrakk Assaults is going to be kind of your main thing here, and that does launch on Season 2 of Dragonflight on May 9th and 10th, so that's not going to be there on day 1, unfortunately. Also coming in 10.1 is some continuation of the campaigns for the Blue Dragonflight and the reformation of Tyr. Now, we don't know a lot about this. This is all encrypted on the PTR right now. So this is going to be some brand new storylines, kind of continuing the overworld story of the Dragon Isles with the Blue Dragonflight story and the reformation of Tyr story. These are 2 endgame storylines which happened in patch 10.0. So those are going to continue in 10.1. Not sure what's going to happen with those. Very exciting. I love the fact that it's encrypted and we don't know. So once 10.1 launches, keep an eye out for those because they're going to be there ready to go. One of the major features of 10.1 is also cross-faction guilds. Yes, cross-faction guilds are coming to the game. A massive evergreen update to the game in 10.1. You'll be able to be in a guild with your Horde and Alliance friends. There are some kind of strange restrictions to this, including like not being able to just kind of walk up to the opposite faction and invite them. You have to be a Battle.net friend or in a community with them to invite them to your guild. Also, the guild finder will not be cross-faction either, so it's nice that we can invite our friends to the guild and things like that, but obviously, you know, full implementation is not quite there, but it is really nice. It's a really good step in the right direction to have cross-faction guilds. Things like looking for group and outdoor world content will not be available in a cross-faction guild group either, but yeah, you know, you can have that guild chat with your cross-faction friends now, which is really nice, and as mentioned, a really nice step in the right direction. So cross-faction guilds will be available on day 1 of patch 10.1. Also happening on 10.1 is major class balances. I'm not not going to get into it. I'm not qualified to get into what is happening to each specific class here. There are different people for that. But yeah, class balancing, major class balancing. I'm going to leave a link to the patch notes below. You could check what's going on with your class. There's major changes happening. Some pretty major changes to Shadow Priest as well. So yeah, if you want to check out your specific class, I'll leave the notes in a link down below. Also coming in patch 10.1 are updates to the UI edit mode. Yeah, we're getting some new updates to this, which is really nice. So the cast bar will now have the option to show cast time, which is really nice. I know add-ons already do that, but that's going to come as a default option for you to have. You'll also be able to change the scale of the mini-map, which is great. That's finally coming in. The looking for group eye is now movable and will be attached to the micro menu frame. Raid frames will now show a max of 7 buffs up from 3. The pet frame can now be moved independently from the player frame, and the quest tracker also has a new dark background option as well. So some little changes to the UI edit mode, but it was nice to see that they are continuing to update that in patch 10.1. Also, as mentioned, Dragonflight Season 2. So I don't want to get into too many nitty-gritty details here. We'll kind of go over the kind of big hitters here with Dragonflight Season 2, because as mentioned, I am going to put out another video going through all the kind of details of Season 2. So firstly, of course, we get a brand new raid, Aberrus, the Shadow Crucible. This is in the Zaralek Cavern. This is the laboratory of Neltharion. It's a 9-boss raid. Tier sets will be returning once again with some really cool appearances. One major change which is happening with this release is that all difficulties come out at the same time. This includes LFR, so beforehand we had normal, heroic, and mythic released at the same time, but now we will have the first wing of LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic releasing on May 9th and 10th, depending on your region. So that's a cool little change. Be nice if it was the whole of LFR, but unfortunately it is just wing 1. But nonetheless, nice for those players that like to do that content. So yeah, Aberrus, looking good, looking great. Did some raid testing of that, and looking forward to the race world first, of course. Of course, as well, we have a brand new mythic season with brand new dungeons. Once again, we're going to have 4 Dragonflight dungeons. So we're going to have Bracken-Eyed Hollow, Halls of Infusion, Alderman, and Neltharion. But of course, with the kind of new way that they do Mythic Plus and Dragonflight, we're going to have 4 legacy dungeons. These include Freehold from Battle for Azeroth, the Underrot from Battle for Azeroth, Neltharion's Lair from Legion, and the Vortex Pinnacle from Cataclysm, which is very exciting. We're getting a Cataclysm dungeon. I know previously Blizzard said that their limit was Mr. Pandaria, so it is nice to see them testing the waters with some Cataclysm dungeons. So yeah, that's your kind of 8 dungeons that you're going to have for Mythic Plus Season 2 in Dragonflight. Of course, that comes along with brand new rewards, including a brand new Mythic Plus mount, which looks okay, I guess. It's not a dragon riding skin or anything, but yeah, this is your Keystone Master mount for Season 2. Also in Season 2, we're getting a sweeping update to the way that gear is upgraded. So now all gear in the world is upgradable. World Quest gear, Mythic Plus gear, Raid gear, all gear is upgradable using a new item which is called Flight Stones. Valor is gone in 10.1 for this experiment. So Flight Stones come from everything, once again, Mythic Plus, World Content, Rares, you name it, you're going to be getting Flight Stones from it. And as mentioned, all gear is upgradable, so even, you know, your random green World Quest gear is going to be able to be upgraded using Flight Stones. They'll also use an item called Crests. Shadowflame Crests, there's various different versions of these which come from different activities. You'll get some from World Events, you'll get some from Mythic Plus, you'll get some from the Raid, and obviously the higher the difficulty thing that you do, the higher the crest will be. As mentioned, there's like an infograph that was posted on Reddit. I'm going to put it right there. It's a little bit confusing. I'll go through it in more detail in the Season 2 video I'm doing. But yeah, essentially the TLDR, the long short of the upgrade system is that everything is upgradable. Flight Stones come from everywhere, and crests do also come from everywhere, but they're a little rarer, and you know, the better thing that you do, the higher the crest will be. Also as well, of course, there's going to be a brand new PvP season. Unfortunately, no major changes to PvP in 10.1, no new battlegrounds or anything like that, but they did tease something is coming eventually for PvP, so keep an eye out for that in a later patch. But yeah, PvP kind of standard. You know, you got your new Aspirant gear, you got your new Conquest gear, you got 2 new Vicious mounts, which are the Vicious Snail mounts. I really like the look of these. And you also have a new Gladiator mount, which is a skin for the Winding Slither Drake, which is the brand new Dragon Riding Drake. So yeah, we're going to get some cool rewards for PvP, but no major updates for PvP itself in Season 2. So that is all of the major changes coming in patch 10.1. Let's talk about the minor changes. These are some of my favorite changes of any patch. They're always so interesting and different. So the first minor change, and kind of a major change depending on who you are, is that Heritage Armor questlines for non-allied race characters no longer require Exalted Reputation. So if you have a level 50 character that has a Heritage Armor questline, you will no longer need to be exalted with the home city for that, which is a great change. Yeah, you know, if you've got a random orc sitting somewhere and you want to go get the Heritage Armor, but you're not exalted, in 10.1 you'll be able to do that straight from launch, which is really nice. Also in 10.1, you're going to have some updates to Heirlooms. Heirlooms will now upgrade all the way up to level 70. So if you don't want to use any of that Dragon Isles gear, you can upgrade your Heirlooms all the way to level 70 if that's something you want to do. Customizations, we got some new customizations for the Dark Iron Dwarves. They will have some new hair colors and some new skin colors, as well as the Nightborn also having some hair and eye colors finally available for them. Also for all races, you'll be able to specifically choose the blind option if you couldn't do that previously, so that's going to be a new option for all races. Also staying with racial updates, Worgens will get a brand new racial in 10.1 called Calm of the Wolf. So the way that this works is that when this ability is active, if you go into combat, you will turn into a Worgen, but as soon as you leave combat, you will go back to your human form. This is awesome. This is similar to the Drakthir Visage option that you can have with them, so this is going to be a new one for Worgens in 10.1, and I know so many Worgen players are happy about it. I think it's really cool. It works seamlessly, and it looks really awesome as well. So Calm of the Wolf is coming in 10.1. Another minor update is that add-ons will now have icons. Yeah, there you go. There's going to be icons for add-ons. Keep an eye out for that. Also, another one for the quests. So when you click a quest on your quest log, it will now ping the map with a little new animation. I like that. I like it a lot. I think it looks cool. That's coming in. And finally, some changes to looting. So /loot has now been redesigned. I don't think it's been redesigned since Vanilla WoW, I guess. So this is now looking a little bit fresher with some of the new assets of the UI. And also now group loot will now have a transmog option. This replaces greed if the player has not collected the appearance. So greed is still going to be there, but if you have not collected the appearance, this will be a transmog button. Obviously people might still need for transmog. I don't know what's going to happen with this, but it is a nice change nonetheless, and we'll see how it rolls out. But yeah, there you go. That is everything coming in patch 10.1 of Dragonflight. It's going to be a huge patch. It's the first major patch of Dragonflight. I'm looking forward to it. We have a load of stuff to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. So guys, let me know down below what you think of patch 10.1. As mentioned, season 2 video coming out probably next week at this point. We're going to go through all the kind of details of everything coming in that brand new season. So yeah, there you go, guys. If you like this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to support me outside of YouTube, we also have a Patreon, and of course I'm on Twitter at MrGMYT, and I also have a Discord channel as well. And as mentioned, I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM, so if you want to check me out streaming World of Warcraft, Dragonflight PTR 10.1, 10.15 coming up as well. We have a lot of fun things coming up on the stream, so if you want to check me out, guys, twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.